Sailors, fishermen, and vacationers, beware. Sharks, the sea's true nemesis, are not to be underestimated. Among tales of terror, this shark killed 4 people in 7 minutes stands out, proving the ocean's dangers are real, not mere fiction. These 6 stories are a stark reminder. In the face of such predators, it's swim for your life or perish. In the early 1900s, when cars were rare sights and the world moved slower, the cozy village of Seaview was nestled snugly against the wild coastline. You can picture it. Little cottages tucked snugly among the hilly dunes of grass and sand, their roofs sloping gently as if trying to catch the secrets whispered by the ocean breeze. Life in Seaview was as simple as dipping your toes in the calm waves and as lively as the seagulls continuously squabbling over fish scraps. But let's talk about the real gem of Seaview, the beach. Everyone who lived there, including those who visited, could undoubtedly testify that it was something out of a dream. It stretched on and on like a golden ribbon beside the endless blue of the ocean. The sand was warm beneath your feet, like a hug from the earth itself, inviting anyone who saw it to come and play. And play they did. Children scampered along the shore, their laughter dancing with the waves, while families set up their picnics under colorful umbrellas. Just as well, the smell of the salty sea mingled with the promise of grilled fish from the harbor. Imagine a day like no other, when the whole town buzzed like a hive of excited bees. How so? Because it was the day of the annual beach extravaganza, we christened the wet, wet, wet party. The sun hung high, painting everything in a glorious golden light as if even the heavens were celebrating. Along the boardwalk, vendors had set up shop, their colorful wares catching the eye of every passerby. And music. Indeed, the music swirled and danced on the breeze, coaxing even the shyest toes to tap along. Amidst the bustling crowd of beach lovers, 4 teenagers were as close as siblings and inseparable like the waves and the shore. First, there was Sarah, her hair ablaze like the setting sun, her laughter infectious as a summer breeze. Leading the pack with her boundless spirit for adventure, she was the spark that lit up their escapades. Then came Tom, tall and slim, always ready with a joke or a prank to bring smiles to their faces. His wit was as quick as the flash of a fish in the water, and his antics kept the group in stitches. Gentle yet daring, Emily had eyes that sparkled with the promise of new thrills. She was the first to leap into the unknown, her courage guiding them into uncharted waters. And finally, there was Jack, the silent strength among them. With a calmness that mirrored the stillness of the ocean depths, he held their group steady through every storm, his loyalty unwavering. They were on a well-deserved vacation, and as the day wore on and the sun beat down relentlessly, the 4 sought solace in the cool embrace of the sea. From day to day, they would jump in freely and relish a swim. This was usually the highlight of their daily itinerary. Once in the water, it seemed the holiday would never end. With shouts of joy, they would paddle in the clear waters, their laughter blending with the rhythm of the waves. But sadly, on the last day of their trip, their carefree bliss was shattered by a scream that sliced through the air like a jagged bolt of lightning. In an instant, the scene transformed from one of joy to one of terror. Sarah, Tom, Emily, and Jack, once frolicking in the waves, now found themselves caught in the jaws of a monstrous shark predator lurking beneath the surface. Panic seized the onlookers as the water turned crimson, the chilling reality sinking in with each passing moment. And in just 7 heart-wrenching minutes, the lives of the 4 young friends were tragically snuffed out by the merciless jaws of the shark. The vibrant beach fell silent, its sands now heavy with grief as the community of tourists grappled with the tragedy that just unfolded before them and the enormity of their loss. Seaview became a town cloaked in sorrow in the wake of the accident. The heavy weight of grief hung thick in the air for days on end, wrapping around families like a suffocating blanket. Hearts once full of laughter and hope now cracked under unimaginable loss. Once alive with laughter and play, the beach stood silent and sad, its once inviting shores bearing the scars of tragedy. But even in the depths of despair, a glimmer of hope shimmered through the darkness. Fueled by a fierce determination to find answers in the face of such a senseless tragedy, the townsfolk united in a quest for justice. Guided by the anguished cries of grieving parents, they pledged to track down the creature responsible for stealing away the 4 young adults, armed with little more than fishing rods and unwavering resolve. Days blurred into weeks as the relentless pursuit carried on. Each sunrise brought a renewed determination to seek justice for the fallen. Despite false leads and harrowing encounters, they refused to falter, their spirits buoyed by memories of those they had lost and an unyielding desire for closure. As the months passed, a newfound understanding of shark behavior began to take root. Experts from other towns lent their wisdom, shedding light on the enigmatic creatures lurking beneath the waves. Although their knowledge was rudimentary and born of necessity and desperation, it marked the dawn of a new chapter in the timeless struggle between man and beast. After months of relentless pursuit, the hunters finally cornered the elusive predator, having used quite a considerable amount of resources through bait. Finally, it was right there in front of them, trapped in an improvised cage. With hearts pounding and hands shaking, they prepared to deliver the final blow. But in that crucial moment, something unexpected occurred. One of the cage wranglers suddenly began doubting their motives for being on the trail of this shark for close to 3 months. And all for what? To effect revenge. Indeed, it didn't seem fair to them, not least to the lives that had been lost. He voiced his concerns, and as they all stared into the shark's cold, unyielding gaze, a wave of emotion swept over them. In the silent depths of the ocean, they saw not just a mindless killer, but a clueless creature struggling to survive in a world where it was increasingly out of place. It was only one more deadly beast among so many others. At that instant, it was unanimous. The shark had to die, and for a consolation, the trappers realized it wouldn't mind being snuffed out. It didn't have the faculty of a rational conscience like humans did. And this was a revelation that would forever reshape their understanding of the natural world of animals. Ultimately, they harpooned the shark. Once they were sure it had breathed its last, they retrieved the harpoon and left the shark to decompose where it was. Afterward, they gave it a final look. They even took some pictures as evidence for the sake of the families of the deceased young adults. Even though the scars of the tragedy would always linger, the community emerged from the ordeal more robust and united than ever before. As years passed, the memory of the Seaview tragedy of the 1900s faded into history, but its lessons endured. It stood as a solemn reminder of life's fragility and humanity's capacity for resilience. The events of that fateful day became a testament to the power of community in times of hardship. And so, life in the coastal town of Seaview continued, forever changed by past events, yet unwavering in their determination to find joy amidst adversity. A woman named Harper lived on the stunning California coast, where the rocky cliffs meet the crashing waves with a powerful force. Harper had vibrant red hair and bright green eyes that sparkled with determination. She was known far and wide as a fearless explorer who found her greatest joy on the open sea. Kayaking along the secluded shores of the Pacific Ocean was her passion, closely followed by her love for delving into the untamed wilderness that surrounded her. One cool morning, just as the sun began to peek over the horizon, Harper felt that familiar rush of excitement as she prepared for another solo kayaking adventure. Although she often treasured the solitude of her journeys, this particular weekend held special significance for Harper. It was her much-needed break from the chaos of her busy life, a chance to reconnect with herself and the ocean, her ultimate sanctuary. As she glided along the unspoiled coastline, the salty breeze tousled her hair, and the gentle sway of the waves beneath her kayak lulled her into a state of peacefulness. Each stroke of her paddle seemed to wash away the burdens of her daily life, leaving her with a deep sense of calm and contentment. Before this tranquil moment, Harper had been swept up in the whirlwind of her demanding job. Working long hours and facing endless deadlines had left her feeling drained and overwhelmed. Thankfully, her boss had recognized her dedication and the toll it had taken on her well-being. So he generously granted her a paid leave, encouraging her to take some time off to rest and recharge. And thus, Harper found herself on the open waters, seeking solace in the beauty of nature and the soothing rhythm of the sea. But Harper's peaceful morning took a frightening turn when she noticed a dark shape moving beneath the water's surface. Her heart raced as she watched in terror as a giant shark emerged from the depths, its sleek body cutting through the waves with deadly precision. Fear gripped Harper's heart in that terrifying moment as she grappled with the danger. With adrenaline surging through her veins, Harper's survival instincts kicked in. Without a second thought, she began to paddle frantically, her muscles straining against the resistance of the water as she tried to outpace the predator. But the shark, a mighty great white with rows of sharp teeth, relentlessly pursued her, driven by its hunting instincts. Desperation fueled Harper's movements as she searched for a way to escape. However, the towering cliffs offered no refuge, leaving her nowhere to hide. With her options running out, Harper knew her only chance was to outmaneuver the shark and reach the safety of the shore. Summoning all her courage, Harper pushed herself to the limit, her kayak cutting through the water with renewed determination. Every twist and turn was calculated as she used her ocean currents and terrain knowledge to evade the predator. Just when it seemed she might escape, disaster struck. A powerful wave crashed against the rocks, sending Harper's kayak off course and into the path of the oncoming shark. With lightning-fast reflexes, she managed to steer away just in time, narrowly avoiding a collision that would have spelled certain doom. As minutes passed, Harper's strength began to fade. Her muscles ached with exhaustion and her breath came in ragged gasps. But despite the overwhelming fatigue, she refused to give up, drawing on every ounce of determination to paddle toward the safety of the shore. A glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon when Harper's situation worsened. The pursuing predator had turned away to circle for one more attempt at catching Harper. And so, with newfound determination, Harper pushed herself harder, her paddle slicing through the water with a renewed sense of purpose as she inched closer to the safety of dry land. Despite the relentless pursuit of the shark, Harper fought back fiercely, using her kayak paddle to fend off the creature whenever it drew near. Each strike was fueled by a primal instinct to survive, as Harper refused to succumb to the overwhelming fear. As the shore came into view, Harper felt relief wash over her. With one last burst of energy, she propelled herself forward, her kayak gliding swiftly across the water's surface toward safety. With a triumphant cry, Harper finally felt the solid ground beneath her feet as she stepped onto the welcoming embrace of the shore. Exhausted yet elated, she collapsed onto the soft sand, her heart still racing from the adrenaline-fueled ordeal she had just endured. Lying there, gazing up at the vast sky above her, Harper couldn't help but feel overwhelmed with awe and gratitude for the ocean that had both tested and rewarded her. And despite the lingering memory of her encounter with the shark, she knew it would be a reminder of her inner strength and resilience. Harper now rose from the sand, filled with a renewed sense of determination and a deep appreciation for the frightening beauty and power of the natural world. In the vast Pacific Ocean, the Aquatica was an expedition ship that sailed with a determined elegance, slicing through the waves effortlessly. Dr. Marcus Reed, a renowned figure in marine biology, stood at the helm, his eyes shining with excitement and his heart racing with anticipation. Reed grew up in a family of sailors, and his love for the sea was ingrained in him from childhood. He spent his early years exploring the rugged coastlines near his home, fueling his passion for the ocean. Through years of study at prestigious institutions, Reed became an expert in marine ecosystems, earning recognition for his groundbreaking research and innovative methods. Known affectionately as Doc by his crewmates, Reed's thirst for adventure and knowledge was unmatched. And so, with each gust of wind and every rolling wave, he felt the magnetic pull of the sea urging him to uncover its hidden secrets. As the Aquatica sailed onward, the crew bustled with activity, each member dedicated to their tasks with a sense of reverence. Meticulous preparations were underway before the fearless marine biologist Doc Reed could embark on his dive. Deckhands carefully secured his diving gear, ensuring everything was tightly fastened. Meanwhile, the ship's engineer diligently checked the oxygen tanks, ensuring they were filled to the brim and in perfect working order. Doc Reed double-checked every detail, his excitement building as he prepared to dive into the mysterious depths below. With a final acknowledgement to the crew above, Doc Reed took a leap of faith into the deep blue, his senses heightened with anticipation. His communication device crackled to life as he descended, a reassuring voice guiding him through the intricate exploration. Meanwhile, back on the ship, the crew gathered around the monitor, eagerly watching Doc Reed's progress through his own eyes. With bated breath, they followed his journey into the unknown depths, his solitary figure disappearing into the ocean's dark depths. As the Doc swam to the ocean floor, the team was greeted by an awe-inspiring sight. Sunlight filtered through the water, illuminating the coral gardens below in a mesmerizing display of colors. Ethereal shadows danced across the ocean floor as the light played through the waves. Schools of dazzling fish darted gracefully, their scales glinting like precious gems in the gentle currents. Amidst this underwater paradise lay their target, a newly discovered coral reef holding mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Yet beneath all that surface beauty, ancient dangers lurked. While Dr. Reed was engrossed in this seemingly routine dive to gather samples, tragedy struck with sudden and brutal force, sending shockwaves through the crew. From the shadows emerged a titan of the deep, a great white shark, its predatory instincts finely tuned to deadly precision. It made its approach, and there was little or no time for Dr. Reed to react. The shark's jaws opened and closed on Dr. Reed's arm as he struggled to free himself. In an instant, tranquility turned to chaos as panic and fear gripped the hearts of all who witnessed the unfolding horror. With nerves of steel and hearts pounding with adrenaline, the crew rallied around their fallen leader, their determination unyielding in the face of impending danger that already looked very bad. Captain Jack immediately took charge. His voice cut through the chaos, and his commands a guiding light as they battled fiercely to pull Doc out of the water and repel the relentless predator. But despite their bravery, the damage was done, and Dr. Reed lay motionless, his life hanging in the balance. Back aboard the Aquatica, amidst a whirlwind of frantic activity, the crew worked tirelessly to stabilize their injured comrade. With trembling hands and furrowed brows, they tended to his wounds, their minds consumed by worry and urgency as they raced against time to reach the safety of the nearest port. Every moment was precious as they fought to keep hope alive for their beloved colleague. Hours stretched into an eternity as the Aquatica forged through the relentless waves. Each passing moment seemed to emphasize the delicate nature of life. The distant silhouette of the shoreline gradually emerged on the horizon, accompanied by the mournful wail of sirens. Indeed, a bittersweet mix of relief and sorrow enveloped the weary crew. And despite the earnest efforts of the skilled medical team awaiting their arrival, Dr. Reed slipped away, leaving behind an irreplaceable void. His departure sent shockwaves through the scientific community, serving as a poignant reminder of the perils hidden beneath the surface of their research. Yet, amid the grief and sorrow, Dr. Reed's legacy burned brightly. Regardless, it assumed a source of inspiration for future generations of marine biologists. While his journey met an untimely end, the discoveries he made and the passion he ignited would persist, casting a guiding light for all who dared to explore the vast and wondrous depths of the ocean. Suffice it to say, as the Aquatica sailed onwards, it echoed Dr. Reed's spirit and the hopes and dreams of those who aspired to follow in his footsteps. Nestled snugly along the coastline of Azure Sands Islands, white sands gleamed like a precious jewel in the vast ocean. Its beaches are lined with graceful palm trees, hugged by waters so clear you can see the ocean floor. This vista was painted with sunsets that stole your breath and created a picture-perfect paradise. It was a place where people came to escape the chaos of their daily lives, where the rhythm of life slowed to match the gentle ebb and flow of the waves. Though tucked away from the bustling cities, Azure Sands had earned a glowing reputation among travelers. Visitors couldn't stop singing praises about the warm hospitality they received and the sheer magnificence of the natural surroundings. Reviews overflowed with tales of impeccable service and accommodations so luxurious they felt like a dream. From families seeking a peaceful retreat to honeymooners longing for romance, Azure Sands catered to every whim with finesse. Even during the quieter times of the year, when discounts beckoned and the crowds thinned, Azure Sands remained a coveted destination. Savvy travelers knew that even with reduced rates, they were in for a treat, a chance to experience paradise without burning a hole in their pockets. It was a place where worries melted away with each gentle wave, leaving behind nothing but pure bliss. On a morning so perfect it could have been plucked from a postcard, a lively group of vacationers assembled at the water's edge, their laughter harmonizing with the gentle rhythm of the waves. At the forefront was Alex, a young man bubbling with energy and a passion for adventure. Alongside him stood Sarah, whose love for nature was matched only by her skill with a camera, and Max, a carefree surfer who thrived on the adrenaline rush of riding waves. Equipped with snorkels and brimming with excitement, they hoped to uncover the secrets hidden beneath the azure depths. As they ventured further into the ocean, Their senses were inundated by a mesmerizing display of colors. It was undoubtedly a dazzling mosaic painted by nature herself. Yet, amidst this beautiful underwater symphony, a dark shape emerged from the depths, a silent predator prowling in search of prey. In an instant, the tranquility everyone enjoyed was shattered as chaos ensued with the sudden strike of this same shark. The group found themselves thrust into a terrifying ordeal, their hearts pounding in their chests as they grappled with the reality of the situation. Panic swept through the group like wildfire as Alex found himself trapped in the predator's jaws, his cries for help muffled by the ocean's roar. Tourists scrambled frantically, their hearts pounding with fear and disbelief as they watched the terrifying scene unfold before their eyes in the near distance. Back at the resort, chaos erupted as word of the attack spread like wildfire. The experienced head lifeguard, Emily, sprang into action, drawing on her years of expertise to mobilize the resort staff and coordinate a rapid response team for the search and rescue operation. With a sense of urgency hanging thick in the air, everyone rallied together, determined to find Alex and bring him to safety. With each passing moment, tension mounted, transforming the once serene oasis into a battleground of fear. Emily led her team with unwavering resolve, their minds consumed by the pressing need to locate their missing guest. He could still be saved. Every available resource was pressed into service, from deploying drones to scouring the coastline, as they left no stone unturned in their desperate quest to find Alex. Amid the frantic search efforts, whispers of Alex's past began circulating among the guests and staff. He had arrived at Azure Sands seeking solace from the recent loss of his father, a burden that weighed heavily on his shoulders. And it would seem that fate was unkind, thrusting him into a nightmare from which there was no easy escape. And despite his struggles, Alex's resilience and adventurous nature had touched the hearts of those around him, making his disappearance all the more poignant. Days turned into nights, each one dragging on with agonizing uncertainty. Alex remained elusive, his absence casting a shadow over the lively resort. It stood now as a solemn reminder of life's fragility and the unpredictable power of the ocean. Amidst the despair, the vacationers still held on to hope. The island sanctuary refused to succumb to darkness, rallying with newfound strength and unity. Though Alex's fate remained uncertain, his spirit lived on as a testament to the human capacity for resilience in tragedy. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Azure Sands vowed to endure. The search continued for 3 more days, but Alex was never found. Although Alex's holiday and his life journey were cut short, the lingering lesson served as a reminder that even in the darkest times, there was always light to compensate for it. In the heart of a cozy coastal village, snugly tucked between towering cliffs, there dwelled an old fisherman whose face told tales of countless battles with the ocean's ever-changing temperament. They called him Old Jack, a name that echoed through the village like a cherished melody, for he was a legend among the locals, admired for his unmatched skill and unyielding courage against the sea's might. Old Jack's journey to becoming the seasoned fisherman he is today was a story marked by hardship and resilience. He was born into poverty, a life filled with struggle from the very start. Tragedy struck early when a fierce storm swept away his parents, leaving him alone in the world. With nothing but his determination and sharp mind, he embarked on a journey to forge a life for himself amidst the unforgiving waves of the village's shores. With each sunrise and sunset, Old Jack immersed himself in the ways of the sea, honing his fishing skills one cast at a time. His small boat became his haven, a safe harbor amidst the stormy seas of life. Despite facing countless setbacks and dancing perilously close to death's embrace, he remained steadfast in his quest to master the ocean's secrets. With every wave and gust of wind, he learned to navigate with skill and determination, earning respect for land and sea. On a misty morning when the sun shone, Old Jack embarked on this trip alone in his weather-worn vessel. A fisherman's life was lonely and his ship was his only friend. It was also a testament to the countless adventures they had both weathered. With hands roughened by years of toiling with nets and a spirit as unyielding as the waves, he sailed forth with one goal: to land the catch of a lifetime. Casting his net into the depths below, he listened intently to the ocean's heartbeat, attuned to every murmur and sigh it shared. As time trickled by and the sun climbed higher, a creeping sense of unease crept into old Jack's heart. The sea, once a trusted friend, now seemed to whisper ominous warnings, hinting at lurking dangers beneath its tranquil surface. Despite the gnawing feeling in his gut, he pushed forward, determined to seize the day's bounty. Suddenly, the tranquility shattered like glass as a violent tremor rocked the boat, sending old Jack tumbling. A primal roar split the air, and from the depths emerged a titan, an 8-foot shark, its sleek silhouette stark against the backdrop of old Jack's modest vessel. Undeterred by the looming danger, Jack sprang into action, his movements graceful and precise as a testament to his lifelong dance with the sea. Fortunately, before setting sail, he meticulously tended to his weathered vessel, scrutinizing every inch to ensure its seaworthiness. Especially against unforeseen situations like a storm or shark attack, as in this case. He was sure his ship would not let him down. Doing the rest was up to him. And so, with practiced hands, he readied his harpoon, a loyal companion that had seen him through countless trials on the water. Despite the rush of adrenaline, Jack's nerves remained steady, a skill honed over years of solitude and unpredictability at sea. Again, life as a fisherman out on the open water was a test of patience and solitude. Hours could blend into days without a decent catch. Every time Jack prepared to cast his nets, his approach was deliberate, masking the turbulent activity lurking beneath the surface. With a keen eye, he scanned the water, searching for telltale signs of fish, drawing upon decades of experience and gut instinct to guide his every move. Once he identified a promising spot, he methodically lowered his nets into the deep, his anticipation mounting with each passing second as he awaited the sea's response. Usually, while awaiting the familiar tug of his nets, he often lost himself in memories of days gone by, the laughter of friends or the warmth of a home he had long since left behind. Yet Jack had mastered maintaining his sanity amidst the isolation. He found comfort in the rhythmic sway of the waves and the vastness of the horizon. In stark contrast, what ensued presently was a frenzied ballet of life and death, a cacophony of turmoil and urgency unfolding amidst the crashing waves. Old Jack, the seasoned fisherman, found himself engaged in a primal duel with the formidable shark, each maneuver a calculated gamble, each thrust of his reloadable harpoon a desperate bid for survival. The battle raged on, the outcome hanging in the balance as man and beast poured every ounce of strength into the struggle for dominance. Old Jack delivered a final decisive blow as the sun rose to its highest point in the sky at its most fiery temperature. His harpoon flew true, making its mark with unwavering accuracy. With a triumphant cry reverberating across the waves, he witnessed the mighty shark succumb to its mortal wounds as its reign of terror ended. Exhausted yet victorious, Old Jack slumped against the weathered railing of his boat, his chest heaving with a mixture of exertion and relief. Surveying the vast expanse of the ocean before him, he decided it was time to get back home. Upon mooring his boat, he was met by tourists who suddenly took an interest in his catch as it lay on the deck. With the bit of strength he had left, Jack hoisted it clean for everyone to see, and there was quite a commotion as people tried to take selfies with the shark. At this point, Jack knew his tale would echo through the generations in the village's lore, and he didn't mind being such a subject. Yet amidst the villagers' adulation, he recognized the heavy toll of his victory. With its immeasurable depths and capricious currents, the sea would always remain a relentless foe, demanding reverence and humility from all who dared to challenge its domain. And so, as the sun barely dipped overhead and the soothing melody of the waves enveloped the late afternoon air, Old Jack turned his boat homeward. His heart weighed heavy with the burden of triumph and tribulation. At this juncture, he understood that the sea would forever hold him captive. It was a testament to the unyielding spirit of the fisherman in him. A determined young swimmer named Emily Reynolds lived in the peaceful coastal town of Harbor Bay, where the salty smell of the sea mixed with the cries of seagulls flying high above. Ever since she was a little girl, Emily dreamed of becoming an Olympic champion, and every time she swam, she chased that dream with all her might. With Coach Thompson guiding her and her teammates by her side, she dedicated herself to perfecting her swimming skills, spending hours in the pool. Emily's journey to becoming a promising athlete was a testament to her unyielding commitment and natural talent. Growing up in a family of passionate swimmers, She took to the water like she was born for it, effortlessly gliding through the pool with grace. Coach Thompson was the first to notice her exceptional abilities, seeing the potential for greatness hidden within her. Their paths intertwined in a twist of fate. Emily's love for swimming led her to a local competition where Coach Thompson searched for fresh talent. Enthralled by her performance and inspired by her unwavering determination, he offered to mentor her, setting them on a journey to bring them to the edge of Olympic glory. Together, they delved into a demanding training routine crafted to push Emily beyond her boundaries and unleash her full capabilities. At the core of their method was a bold decision to venture into the bay's open waters, guided by Coach Thompson's belief in the transformative force of nature's elements. Embracing the ocean's unpredictable currents and vast expanses, Emily learned to harness its wild energy, refining her instincts and fortifying her determination with each challenging session. As the highly anticipated regional championship drew nearer, Emily felt the weight of expectations settling heavily on her shoulders. Excitement and nervousness mingled within her, fueling her determination to succeed. And so it was with a rush of adrenaline coursing through her veins that Emily embraced the cool embrace of the ocean, her strong strokes cutting through the precise depths with precision and elegance. However, as she reached the midpoint of her training route, a sudden shadow lurking beneath the surface shattered the peaceful atmosphere, sending a wave of fear rippling through her. In a heart-stopping moment, a colossal silhouette emerged. It was a giant shark, its predatory instincts awakened by the presence of a lone swimmer in its territory. Panic seized Emily's heart as she battled against the primal urge to flee, her mind reeling with disbelief at the unexpected turn of events. Meanwhile, on the shore, Coach Thompson watched in horror as the terrifying scene unfolded. His heart pounded with dread and determination as Emily's form vanished beneath the turbulent waves. With swift resolve, he rallied Emily's teammates, their faces etched with concern and resolve, urging them to spring into action and call for help to rescue their endangered friend. In the tumultuous waters, Emily's senses were overwhelmed by the chaos erupting around her. The sudden attack caught her completely by surprise, the shark striking from her blind spot with alarming speed. She felt the piercing pain of its teeth sinking into her flesh, followed by a forceful pull as it dragged her deeper into the abyss. Panic surged through her veins as she fought desperately to break free, every movement driven by raw instinct and adrenaline. As Emily's battle for survival intensified, each motion became a frantic attempt to outwit the relentless predator. With every passing second, her strength dwindled, her lungs aching for air as she grappled against the unforgiving grip of the ocean's embrace. The weight of the water pressed down on her, threatening to crush not only her body but her spirit as well. When hope seemed to fade, a glimmer of salvation emerged on the horizon. It was a rescue boat manned by Harbor Bay's vigilant lifeguards. They raced against the relentless current to pluck Emily from the jaws of impending danger. The lifeguards dove into the water and repeatedly pierced the shark's skin until it swam away. Now fueled by adrenaline and determination, Emily fought fiercely against the encroaching darkness, her vision blurring as she struggled to stay conscious. At last, strong arms extended to haul her from the water, lifting her limp body onto the safety of the rescue boat. Gasping for breath, Emily lay there as her teammates crowded around, their faces a mix of relief and worry. The lifeguards sprang into action, swiftly applying first aid to staunch the flow of blood from her wounds and assess the severity of her injuries. Emily's heart pounded as she struggled to comprehend the chaos that had unfolded, her mind reeling from the near-death experience. Yet, amidst the pain and confusion, one thought burned brightly within her. She had survived against all odds, and nothing would deter her from her dreams. In short, she was overcome by a rush of emotions: relief, gratitude, and a newfound understanding of life's fragility. In the days and weeks that followed, Emily's journey to recovery was marked by both physical agony and emotional turmoil. Evacuated to the hospital in a whirlwind of activity, she underwent emergency surgery to mend the extensive damage. Time seemed to stretch endlessly as skilled surgeons worked tirelessly to preserve her life, fueled by the realization that every moment was critical in her fight for survival. Emerging from the fog of anesthesia, Emily weakened herself in body and mind. Ahead of her stretched a daunting path marked by uncertainty and setbacks, brimming with hope and opportunity. Days turned into weeks of extended hospital stays and grueling physical therapy sessions as she battled to reclaim her strength and movement. Each small triumph served as a testament to her unwavering determination and resilience. Throughout her journey, Emily found solace in the steadfast support of her coach, teammates, and the close-knit community of Harbor Bay. Their words of encouragement and gestures of kindness acted as beacons of light during her darkest hours, reminding her that she was never alone in her struggle. With their steadfast belief in her abilities, she discovered the inner strength to persevere. A newfound sense of purpose indeed bolstered her determination. Yet, as Emily teetered on the edge of returning to the water, she grappled with a profound dilemma. Was pursuing athletic glory worth the inherent risks and sacrifices? Ultimately, she realized that the answer lay not in pursuing medals or accolades, but in the unwavering passion that ignited within her soul. This fiery passion propelled her forward, urging her to transcend the boundaries of fear and uncertainty. During her rehabilitation, Emily sought the guidance of a therapist who helped her navigate the complex emotions and psychological scars left by the traumatic experience. Through intensive counseling and unwavering support, she gradually rebuilt her confidence and sense of self-worth, reclaiming her identity as an athlete and finding comfort in the healing power of resilience and determination. With each passing day, Emily grew more robust, physically and emotionally stronger, her spirit undeterred by the challenges she had encountered. She also understood that her journey was far from complete, and that the ocean, with all its beauty and peril, still held countless adventures waiting to be explored. But then, one fateful day, 6 months after her attack, Emily plunged back into the open water with renewed determination and unwavering resolve. Her strokes were fluid and powerful as she embraced the vast possibilities within her. She understood that it wasn't merely reaching a destination that defined her, but also about the entire journey.